Hey guys, welcome back. Air just went on. I just want to start off by saying sorry for the lack of updates with the truck and the lack of footage with the truck. It's no excuse, obviously, but I told you guys that I was going to film me putting the DCR in the turbo and, you know, all this stuff, which I thought was going to be fun and easy to film and everything, but it was the exact opposite. I started this series of the 6.7 King Ranch build in hopes that I'd be able to give updates and multiple videos of and everything, but once I started tearing into the truck, it was the exact opposite, actually. It seems like a lot went wrong along the way, and honestly, I didn't want to film. I didn't have anyone to film for me. I lost motivation. I was getting frustrated. I was aggravated. So like a lot of the time, I was just here working on it. Like I'd get here, I would just work on it, not want to be bothered with filming, and then go home, and then next time I came back, and so on and so on. It's not a good excuse, obviously. Like I told you guys that I would film it and everything, and I didn't. So I just want to say I'm sorry for that. But if anyone does care, I do have updates, and I'm going to show you guys right now. All right, so a lot has changed since the last video that I posted. And there was also some stuff in the last video which I stated, which once I tore into this, was not true. I believe in the other video that I said that that line was probably an oil line or a coolant line, and it was actually just a coolant. The oil is through the pedestal. But as you could see, I got the turbo in with the help of Alec and my dad, and you know, we were able to get it in there. I will say the hardest part was getting the lower up pipe bolt, or the nut for the V-band down there. So what I wound up doing was cutting all the V-band clamps on both up pipes and the down pipe, and then took the pedestal bolts out, took the coolant line off, took the VGT sensor out, and then I was able to pull the turbo forward, angle it, and pull it out. Now, the only way I was able to do that too, I'm sure it's possible without doing this, but I have the cab jacked up like 4 inches. That was another nightmare, was that these snapped off down in here. So that was a little bump in the road. But after all that, using an air chisel, a little Dremel, cutting the clamps, like I said, just finagling swivels and everything in there to get it, was able to get the turbo in, torque it all down, and then I moved on to the DCR. So the DCR wasn't as bad because I already had the whole front of the truck off. If you do a DCR, they will send you with directions, and Thoroughbred does do a video, but just a little overview. You're going to take this front cover off right here, and then that's going to expose your vacuum pump. You need to take that off to get to the nut that holds the CP4 onto the gear. You're going to see 2 hash marks on the bottom gear, I believe it is, and then 1 on the top. You need to time it right in the center before you pull that out. And then it's hard to see because the piping kit's on here already, but you're gonna use the lines, the low side lines that come with the kit, and the high side as well. Like I said, there's a video through Thoroughbred, but there's 3 connectors down here along the rail underneath this, and then there's 1 back here. That's actually a green clip, you'll see that. And then the other ones are just for your fuel filter. I got new fuel filters, so that's why I have this open and out too, so I can put that in, but that wasn't too bad. The hardest part, I'd say, was just making sure I got it in there and mounting it. Actually, no, the hardest part, you'll see when you take the vacuum pump off, is you have 2 bolts that go through that were originally the studs for the CP4. Those come out, and then the DCR gets a plate, and then it gets its own stud. So that was a little difficult, but got all that back together. Got a new serpentine belt on, and then one of the biggest things you could see is got all the powder coated piping on. Pretty happy with it for the most part. There was a couple things that took a little maneuvering, but overall I'm pretty happy. I wish I knew, but you have to use the stock boots for the hot side, and they're blue, so I might change them out for black eventually, but for now it's fine. So that's just catching you guys up of what the past like week has been. So it's just been a little bit of a up and down roller coaster, but all in all we got it. And since I have my stock turbo here, I can show you guys. This was an oil line, then the coolant line came in right here and then came down and over. These are gonna be your pedestal bolts. They're not too bad to get if you have an extension, but back here was like the hard part I was telling you about. So this one was the one you could see in the video back there up by the firewall. It was this one down here that was terrible to do, especially in the position that the clamp was on that. So that was terrible. This wasn't too fun either. So, and then here's my CP4. Luckily, pulled this, no disco party. These are those low side lines I was telling you about, which you're gonna get a new set with the S&S kit because they run a little different and mount a little different. But yeah, so there's the old parts we took out, and now we got the somewhat go fast parts. I don't want to say go fast parts because there's gonna be someone out there with like a triple turbo 6.7, like that's not fast, mine makes whatever. I don't really care. It's gonna be faster than stock, so that's good enough for me, and it's more reliable. So tonight what I'm gonna be doing is I got my new motor mounts. I'm all over the place. So what I'm gonna be doing tonight is I got my new cab mounts. So before I lower this down, I'm gonna put all the new cab mounts in. I got new coolant for it, new oil, new fuel filters, so I'll be able to put all that on. And then if I have enough time, hopefully I'll be able to put the radiators back on and maybe start it tonight. I don't know, but let me get going on that. I'll film that stuff since I didn't film anything else, so my apologies. Diesels are all fun and everything until you realize that they take more fluid than a freaking swimming pool. So we got 32 quarts of coolant and we got 16 quarts of oil. So let's get going. These are the fuel filters I went with, Docks. I saw a lot of good reviews about them and everything, and said they're kind of, you know, pretty much OEM quality. So this is what I'm gonna be putting in there. I'm gonna be doing the one up here and the one along the rail. Okay. Click, and then this is the new line coming off of the DCR. That'll go right there to the out. See it? There's a little label on there that says out, but that's why I don't film, like I said, because it's like impossible to do this while holding this. But okay, all right, they seem to be on there good. This one's tight, good. This one's tight, good. It's down in there. All right, well, that's one thing out of the way. All right, guys, meet me old Sammy. I got all the, see him? Yep. I got all the cab mounts in, torqued them down, 76 foot-pounds, that there. Starting to look like a truck again. I'm gonna throw the fan on next and then the shroud. I wanna clean the wheel liners and everything before I put them on. And I wanna clean out the radiators too before I put those on as well. So yeah, let me finish snacking on my grease sandwich, and then I'll get that fan on. All right, guys, the morale is starting to pick up a little bit because, as you can see, we got all the cooling system on right here. Yeah, I know I have to put on the AC condenser, and I have to mount the power steering cooler. But as far as things that would allow it to run, as you can see, we're good to go. All I gotta do now is just fill it up with fluids and should be okay to start. I'm gonna go over everything though, of course, right before, just to make sure I didn't miss anything and check everything, but fingers crossed. For me, it's gonna be a couple days because I gotta leave soon to go home. But for you guys, it should be another minute or two and we'll be able to finally hear what this thing sounds like. It's been so long, and it's nerve-wracking, but I'm also really excited. So I checked everything, but there's still factors there. You never know. So I'm not gonna get excited yet, but stay tuned soon. All right, guys. Whew. Today's the day. Let's see if this thing fires up. It's kind of funny because I'm wearing a Duramax sweatshirt with my Ford, but got the coolant in there. I still need to dump more in, but this is all it will take until everything starts cycling through. About to fill up the oil, and all I got to do is connect this battery. But I'm nervous, of course, but hopefully it all goes well. So, all right, got all the fluids filled up. Now I'm just gonna go hook up the batteries, go on my Easy Link, and download the tune file for large VGT. So let me do that, and then should be there. We'll see, hopefully. All right, we got it all downloaded. Nervous. I'm cycling the key a few times before we start it. I don't see any leaks so far, so that's good. All right, here goes nothing. All right, so I don't see any leaks or anything. I'm gonna fire it up again and hopefully back it out. So, I don't know where I put the keys actually. Got too excited. Ugh. Here we go again. Well, got the snowstorm going, so we're definitely not driving it anywhere, but she's running, and so far no leaks, so I'm pretty happy. But I'm still, nervous. You never know. Just gonna keep an eye on it, but I'll set you guys up here and let you guys hear it. We're just about up to operating temp, and so far so good. So I don't want to jinx it, but I think we can consider this as a success so far. That sounds so good. I'm so stoked on this. But I'm going to continue to monitor this, guys, and I still have to put the front end back together and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, this sucked. This was terrible to do. I didn't have fun doing it. Is it worth it? It sounds cool. I don't know if it's worth it yet because I haven't driven it, and I'm definitely not driving it because with the salt on the roads and everything. But I don't think I'm gonna have any complaints once I drive the thing. It sounds great. I know the CP4 is gonna fail now. Now I got the DCR. The piping kit looks sick, and I got a set of wheels to put on it. But I think I'm gonna wait for another vlog for that. Some people are gonna hate them, like Alec and Dakota, but I like them. So I'll run them for a little bit and see what I think about them. But guys, thanks for watching this little series of the King Ranch, turbo DCR install and everything. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked it, and there'll be more to come soon. So catch you in the next one.